The agent is not just the super company that they are. The agent is not just, helping me navigate getting to and from work. It is actually helping me do my work. I could work in the Trinity. The agent is doing, my emailing, calendaring, helping me with all my, digesting the notes from night before. I want to solve a problem when it comes to AI and job creation. And I want to solve a problem when it comes to AI and job creation. And I wanted to build a product that America doesn't really focus on at the moment. And that is micromobility, agentic micromobility, building a vehicle from the agent up.
NVIDIA's won Beijing's approval to sell its second most powerful H200 AI chips to China. It's also preparing a version of the Grok AI chip that can be sold to the Chinese market. That's according to sources who spoke to Reuters. This long-awaited regulatory approval paves the way for the US chip maker to resume H200 chip sales in China, a market that once generated 13% of NVIDIA's total revenue. The sale of the powerful chip has emerged as a major flashpoint in US-China relations.
Default. Okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know that you can hear me. So let's start over. Okay, let's start again. Let's start the news again. So first I was watching some news about some car. Thanks for telling me actually, because like I could see people appearing and disappearing, and I was kind of wondering, but then I didn't really look at the display. So yeah, basically I was just talking about this chips. So or like when you like they're talking about Nvidia selling to China, and like it's not like China is buying as a country, like, you know, they're like a government is buying it. It's just like there's multiple businesses that might want to buy Nvidia stuff. Like when it's something that Nvidia does, which is American company, it's like Nvidia sells to China, and then there's so like they often show on the news like Nvidia sells, and there's a Xi Jinping with a glass of wine, like, you know, he's a winner there. I think in the other hand, they should like show Trump, like when the Nvidia is selling something to China, they should show Trump with a wine glass, like, oh, he's a winner. But like it's just like, you know, these news are actually so you know, so controlled. Like, okay, if it's X, they should show like if X is doing something good, they should show Trump, obviously. Because it's American, and like when there is something that the Chinese company is doing good, they show like Xi Jinping, the communist leader in China. But that doesn't matter. Let's just watch the news, because Nvidia is selling stuff to China. China is buying. It's not China. It's just Chinese companies can buy. Like it's like their government can stop private companies from buying stuff, and they can ban them, or they can ban Nvidia. So like finally they can sell stuff, you know, or like they're celebrating that they're selling more or something.
Nvidia's won Beijing's approval to sell its second most powerful H200 AI chips.
How much are they worth, like those H200? Other day I was watching like there was a news that some guy in Turkey bought as a present, as a wedding present to some other guy, this like chip, you know, Nvidia chip. So it's like it's becoming a great, very worthy commodity.
To China. It's also preparing a version of the Grok AI chip that can be sold to the Chinese market. That's according to sources who spoke to Reuters.
I like this animation.
This long-awaited regulatory approval paves the way for the US chip maker to resume H200
Yeah, so like yeah. Okay,
100 chip sales in China, a market that once generated 13% of Nvidia's total revenue.
I don't really see what's the news here. They're just like selling stuff, you know, and like they will be able to sell.
The sale of the powerful chip has emerged as a major flashpoint in US-China relations.
Okay, so why is it like US-China relations problem? It's just like a company, private companies selling to companies in China, and like they're allowed, maybe they're allowed by Chinese government to do that, but it's kind of weird. Like I don't really get those news sometimes, you know. They're just like talking, you know, it's like some sort of international trade stuff, but it doesn't seem like it.
Despite US approval and strong demand from Chinese firms, Beijing's hesitation to allow imports has...
Oh, okay, so Beijing's like the government could stop Nvidia from selling to US, so to China. That's the thing. So obviously like they're celebrating that they can sell stuff to China. Like everything can go to Europe or to US, but like, you know, if you want to sell to China,
been the main barrier.
It's gonna protect itself.
Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang said on Tuesday that it had been licensed for, quote, many customers in China for the H200 and had received purchase orders from, quote, many companies, allowing it to resume production of the chip. The company had halted production.
What a pretty thing, isn't it?
Production last year of the chip because of increasing regulatory hurdles in the US and China, according to a report at the time.
Yeah, it's funny actually. Like, but yeah, it's like how one president, Trump, can actually mess up a lot. It's like he's changing his mind and stuff.
Meanwhile, sources told Reuters Nvidia plans to tap China Grok chips for what is known as inference, where AI systems answer questions, write code, or carry out tasks for users. A source said Nvidia's chips being readied for China are not downgraded versions or made specifically for the Chinese market.
Okay, that's just like an advert.
From AI.
Okay, let's see like the most like, oh, AI news, AI weekly. Let's see what's on weekly this week.
AI and job creation to Will.i.am
Okay, so I was watching this guy earlier.
EV. This is AI Weekly. NVIDIA CEO
So that-
Jensen Huang said he believes AI will increase productivity
Yeah, okay, so this is nothing. So this is the same news I just watched now.
and
Yes.
create jobs rather than eliminate them. He was speaking
And actually, this is something I should agree with. You know, at least one thing I agree with them, or maybe most of it. So he's saying that AI will increase productivity and create jobs rather than eliminate them. I think that's something that I should actually I will sign my, like, you know, I agree. I think like what happens with AI, it's just a new tool, and like whenever we actually create a new tool, more sexier tool, we are able to produce more rather than less. So for example, like, you know, when they invented like machinery for working in the field, you know, so people wouldn't have to plow their field by horse but they could use tractor and stuff. It just increased productivity, so people could start working on other stuff. So they didn't have to think about how to grow bread, like how to grow weeds, not weeds, like corn or whatever. But they could start thinking about how to, like, you know, do other stuff, and they kept on creating. So the more AI, I think, the more productivity there is, but it only can mean that there will be more work, especially for people who know how to use this tool. And to be honest, most of the people on the market, they don't know how to use AI. And not even like, you know, like, obviously I'm not like big expert in AI use in programming or in the other stuff, but like I think like I'm probably in top, like, you know, 5% of users of AI. I can probably know more than 95% of the users, or more of the population, actually, not users, actually, even of the population. So I kind of know how to work with it a bit better than most of the people.
activity and create
Because
jobs
I worked with it for some time.
rather than eliminate them. He was speaking during a Q&A session with journalists.
Yeah, so we'll have more jobs with AI, not less. And you know, obviously, if you watch people on YouTube telling you that it's gonna be a job Armageddon and you will not get jobs as a junior, yeah, maybe like some companies are a bit more reluctant to hire people as hire junior programmers, but I think like in the long term we will learn that it's actually still necessary. You still have to hire people, even if you give them AI tools. You still have to hire people to do that, you know. Like, it's not like your AI agent will just do it. And we see that, you know, when people ask, when the companies, like, even when the what's the name of the Anthropic, when they actually, like, recently there was a news that they built like a C compiler, and if you actually look at how it did it, it still needs a lot of help from people. So like the way I was listening to actually some good podcast about this C compiler, how it was actually created, and like it's not really like the C compiler from Anthropic. What's the Anthropic one? The Claude. So the C compiler is not really you know, if you actually compare it to basic C compiler, that there's like 10 maybe major ones, it's actually not doing most of the things that normal basic compiler should do. And it actually has, like, in terms of the amount of code, it's like 10 like 4 or 5 times bigger than basic C compiler, and it just does less, even in that way. So it's actually like very, very deficient. So you know, I feel like if companies want to have a good software, it's not like they can just give it to Claude. And the more they try, the more they fail. I think they will start learning that it's actually a bad path. But it just needs time, you know. I think like all the managers that now, or directors and company, you know, owners, they will have to realize that AI is useful, but it's not really replacer for people, or not really great at building software at large. So it's good to build small chunks of software, like a page or like a API here, like some sort of an endpoint for thing. But like if you give it like entire app, it will just do a horrible job.
Journalists and creators at the company's GTC developer conference.
We are tens of millions of manufacturing workers short. Employment's very high, and yet many companies don't have enough labor. Robots will fill in that gap, number one. As a result of
But those robots, like they're useful, but they're still not replacing those people so quickly as they wish. You know, like they can make some. You know, robot can move this from here to here. It's usually what they can do. But the more complicated the tasks are, the more use. Like they still have to hire people.
filling that gap, our countries, all of our country's economy will grow. And when the economy grows, most companies tends to hire more people.
Yeah, that's how it works actually, you know, because they like for example, in many countries, they have to spend that money, otherwise they will pay tax from it. So, you know, you have to invest it. So what to invest it? Okay, like you can invest in some equipment, which is useful, but then equipment needs to be used by people. So you have to have people to actually run this equipment. So that's actually what usually happens there. It's not like, you know, if a company wants to invest, I mean, if the company is making lots of money, they're not gonna just like, I mean, sometimes they do, like sometimes they're gonna save it, which is a good probably strategy, you know. So they're gonna share it between owners and maybe like, you know, keep some of that money as I invest, like, so to keep it. But then if they're making a lot of money, they will still invest a lot. And when they're investing, they're hiring people. Basically, they just need people with technical knowledge. And even, you know, at this moment, like it's really hard to get like very good job at those. Oh, thanks for subscribing. It's very hard to get very good job at, let's say, Google, if you don't really know, like, if you are not pretty good at programming, you know, if you don't know how to solve programming issues. But with time, I think it might actually shift a bit, you know, it might actually go towards AI. But currently you have to have like really strong knowledge. You have to be quite senior to get like some of those top jobs, you know, for Google and Netflix or whatever. But I think slowly that might actually start changing, you know. But I still think that, you know, you need to have like basic, good technical base and know how systems work, how computers work. That's very useful. And the more you know of that, the better you are with AI as well.
Encyclopedia Britannica and its subsidiary Merriam-Webster are suing OpenAI.
For stealing OpenAI, stealing Britannica. Obviously, that's just all. What's my thoughts on MERN stack? It's a great stack. I work with it on one of my projects. MERN stack is obviously, to remind some people, it's Mongo, Express, React, and Node. Yes. It's a great stack. Sorry, not M is MongoDB. It's a great stack. I love it. I use it. It's just like it's JavaScript. So you just don't have to learn multiple languages. You don't have to learn Python and JavaScript. It's just one programming language. I like it. I think it's very nice to use. It obviously depends what you are trying to build. It's not the most efficient, obviously, in terms of backend, for example, because, you know, JavaScript, Python, they're very high level languages, so they're like not the quickest, but according to like some comparisons, obviously. But on the other hand, it's a very good stack, like very practical to work with, and there's quite a lot of jobs even, you know, if you are working on my own stack, if you know Express and you know and React. There's plenty of jobs out there to work with. Yeah, if you know Node and React. I can see that there's even, it seems to be growing a bit, you know. I think there's more jobs like for full stack MERN developers. There's actually like, it seems to be growing, at least in Polish market. So I think it's a good choice if you're working on MERN. And yeah, I have one of my apps actually, this app, Pattern Market. This one is actually created with MERN. It's on Vercel now, so it needs to wake up. It takes a minute, but it's built with MERN, and I like it. I really like the stack.
They say it misused their reference materials to train its AI models. In a complaint,
No, they just stole everything. Like OpenAI just stole everything that was on the internet. So obviously, if there is a Encyclopedia Britannica, they just pinched it, and they're not gonna try. Would try to avoid actually even admitting that to anyone.
In Manhattan Federal Court, Britannica said OpenAI is using its online articles and encyclopedia and dictionary entries.
Yeah, this is actually interesting. Like, what will happen? Like when they prove that they're stealing. Like if I have my article online on something, can I just like sue OpenAI for stealing that? That would be interesting. How are they gonna deal with that? Because it's a very important case, you know. Like in one way, obviously Britannica is huge encyclopedia that they worked for hundreds of, I don't know, 100 years maybe now. It's a really long established thing. But like, let's say you have something online that you've been publishing, some sort of knowledge, and they pinched it, they use it to, and then they sell it as a models. Like, they should probably pay you for that, or at least, you know, and acknowledge that it's being used. Yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, it's stealing. You know, it's a plagiarism. Yeah.
To teach its flagship ChatGPT to respond to human prompts. US President Donald Trump has accused Iran of using AI as a disinformation weapon to misrepresent.
I'm not even gonna like address that stuff. It's just so obviously they could use everything to fight. It's a war. It's a war. US president, like, why, like, Trump, why do you like even I don't know. I mean, they're gonna use every tool at their disposal. Like America and Israel are using any tool at their disposal to fight Iran. You know, they're probably using AI. They're probably using, you know, there's some bombs that I've seen actually being dropped. They looked very actually suspiciously bad. So the thing is, like, you know, they're gonna use AI. They're gonna use everything they can to actually fight you because you're bombing them. And that's what we see, and he's complaining about
Represent
that.
its wartime successes. Trump said on Truth Social that Iran had shown kamikaze boats that do not exist. He
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
further stated that Iran used AI to falsely depict a successful attack on the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it's probably what they are using. Everyone is using that, you know. Like, the thing is, like, now with AI, you can create like a false video of, yeah, like attacking a like an aircraft carrier. So yeah, they're gonna make it and show to their people that they're successful. And that's just war, you know. That it's propaganda that every country is using, or every leader is using when they're in war or in peace. Actually, they're gonna use AI because that's another tool for that.
Amazon CEO Andy Jassy said during an internal all-hands meeting he expects AI could help the cloud computing unit Amazon Web Services achieve $600 billion.
Yeah, it's gonna, like, the thing is, like, I was actually thinking recently, like, all those like huge companies, like, you know, Amazon, Google, for them AI is such a great such a great market, because one, they're selling you know, cloud computing, which is obviously can do AI stuff, and people will buy it often from them. So this is where one thing they are selling. Other one is actually AI agents. So, you know, all the Anthropic, Grok, wherever, you know, OpenAI and stuff. They're gonna sell that. It's just like for them, it's such a great market. Like, if people are the more people use AI, and more websites are using, they just need all those resources from Amazon Web Services, for example. So that's why I'm not surprised that they're actually like expecting bigger growth. Although, like, recently I've been actually talking how they've been investing like much less, actually 200 billion they invested into AI infrastructure. But yeah, if they make 600 billion, that the investment is worth it, obviously. So maybe they're doing some good job. Although, like, let's imagine a situation where this all AI stuff is a bit of a bubble, and most of those companies that try to sell it will actually lose in the end. And the 200 billion, 600 billion, all those numbers might actually never be feasible, you know. Maybe it's just to raise their stock as well. We'll see. Actually, what I think will happen, like, within the next 2 or 3 years, most of those big companies, they're actually like investing everything they have into AI now. So there will be 1 or 2 winners in the end of the AI bubble war, you know. In the end, maybe there will be Claude and one more, and rest of them, it's like we're like 15 years ago or 20 years ago, it used to be with search engines. We had plenty of search engines, maybe, you know, 6 or 7 major ones, and then Google won in the end, and maybe a bit of like some few others, like very small market. So I think they're trying to put everything to be Google in the end, and we'll see how it actually goes. Or, you know, social media, you know, like in the end there is maybe 2 or 3 main companies that do social media. Obviously there's Google, YouTube and stuff. There is Meta with Instagram and Facebook, and there's X, which is a tiny one comparably. Is there anything else? I don't know. TikTok is I don't know. That's it. You know, there's not really many more. There are some minor ones, but comparing to those big ones, like, yeah, there's
dollars in annual sales. That's double his own prior estimate.
Yeah, so I think they're making money. Like they're making so much money on that, like on that bubble, basically, because like everyone wants, and there was a time when everyone wanted to spin their own agent to use on their websites. I think like it's kind of shrinking now. You could even see, like, we are talking about Amazon Web Service. On Amazon, you will not see AI agent so easily. You know, if you actually go to Amazon website, yeah, it's Polish version. Let's go to US to com. Like I think like even not long time ago, I could click somewhere and then it would require, like, it would give me AI agent to work with. Like now I can just search hello, you know, Game of Thrones. Yeah. It's not, I can't see anything AI here that would actually prompt me. But even a couple of months ago, I'm almost sure that there was actually something here. And the other example is this Polish website, OLX, that I keep on showing sometimes, but I think it's a great example. And I remember that at one point, because they started, why is it so slow? Yeah, okay, because they started introducing like a AI agent. I just stopped using it because, like, I'm not really, like, I know there are some people who will want you to have like some prompts where it will ask them what do you like, but I'm actually much more used to filtering things. Like here, you know, you have some filters here. You can click on, you know, paperback, and then now it's filtering them down. You can search for French, you know, and it's so easy to use. And this, I remember, was replaced by AI agent. And then when I search for, you know, upon it, so it's tires, you know, let's say I want to buy tires. Upon it, yeah, let's say I want to buy tires, then it gives me some filters, and those filters were replaced by AI agent, and I stopped using this thing. I hated this AI agent. I couldn't find those filters at some point, you know, because they just like, oh yeah, you will like this AI agent. So, and I didn't like it, you know. I absolutely hated it, you know, because usually when I'm looking, it's like, yeah, I'm looking for a category maybe and some price. This is, you know, wherever between this and that, and, you know, and maybe some brand, and that would be searching for that. That would be enough for me. I don't need some sort of agent where I have to like keep on typing or even like use my mic to tell it. I absolutely hated that change. So I feel like many websites I can see actually using AI less now than they used like a year ago or a year and a half ago. There would be those agents here and there that they would be flying around and annoying you. And it seems like there's less of them. So whether this you know, this prediction that Amazon Web Services, because this is what they're hoping to make money on, you know, on those agents, you know, that you will implement on your website an agent where people can write something that they are searching for, you know, instead of just using search, like basic search, because mostly this is what they would do. And you know, maybe if you have thousands of products, tens of thousands of products, maybe then this AI agent could be useful. But let's say you have a online shop with hundreds of products. Like your search and filters will give you enough of stuff. And most of those websites, they have 100 products or something. They're not really handling, you know, tens of thousands and stuff. And yeah, this one is handling thousands of stuff. And they reverted back into filters, because it seems like people prefer that. It's more efficient. It's probably cheaper use that, because it's just using much less computer power to process that, you know. AI takes a lot of computer power. It's, you know, we can actually check how much costs AI website search compared to normal query. I don't know. Can we see that? 30 times more energy, 10 to 30 times more energy. Yes, AI website search generally costs 10 to 30 times more energy. So imagine you have to pay for that. So if you are actually using a AI agent to search the website like they used to do it here, it could cost them 10 to 30 times more. And like this is already built, so like that you'd have to, your people that are using this site would have to like it 10 to 30 times more than you know, just normal experience. And you can see that this is actually shrinking. Like it's not really showing here. Let's see eBay. Yeah, I didn't really go to eBay for many years. Yeah, is there any AI agent? I think we have less and less of them. I forgot to record. Okay, so I'm not gonna release this as a video. Why is my internet so slow? Don't know. So yeah, there, like, you know, you can see that AI, like Amazon is hoping for us to actually use that, because most of those infrastructure would be there to serve those agents, and like sometimes it's used, but I think that there's less. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not really seeing like recently. I don't really see too much grow. Like, oh, this is a help section, so you expect some sort of AI agent here, but they don't have it here. There is redirecting you to, like, you know, some help and contact, or so submit a report, send a feedback. There's nothing. I don't see AI agent here, even for like, because they used to say that they used to replace those with AI agents. They're supposed to be better at answering people's questions. I don't see anything here. Let's see, maybe tires. Yeah, I want to buy tires. Yeah. This is not AI. Do I see AI agent here somewhere? Okay, I can see with wherever. So the standard filters that you get with tires. There are some filters here. There's some stuff here. I don't see any AI agent. And they used to actually really push them hard, you know, on every website. You could see something that would just, let's see, maybe in advanced. No, this is not. Yeah, no AI agents. Not here, not Amazon, not this OLX Polish website, which is a major website in Poland. And they used to push that really hard. So yeah, I think like it's actually, I think their investment might not actually pay so well. I mean, obviously there is lots of websites that still use it, but if it's 10 to 30 times more expensive to make a search that way, you know, the people, like, you know, company owners, the website owners will have to really justify to use that stuff beyond hype, you know. Let's see what chat here is. Okay, no, chat is just between the users. I don't really see AI here, you know. This is, yeah, nothing here, nothing AI here. So yeah, and obviously they just realized, okay, this is not such a sexy technology. If it costs like 10 to 30 times more in energy, obviously, probably in infrastructure as well, you know, it's also, if it's much more computer heavy, it's gonna use the processors much more. So I'm saying that it's just like gonna cost much more to do that kind of searches. And they just realized, you know, like, you know, Amazon, they have millions or billions of searches every day. Probably millions, wherever. So if they actually had to, for each of them, if they had to pay 30 times more for energy and for infrastructure costs, this is not really viable business. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't see AI agents here anymore. Gone the AI agents. I don't know. Do you know that, like, major websites? I don't know, British Airways. Let's see BBC. Okay. Co UK, yes. Okay, I think this is a major website, yes. No, I don't see. They used to, like, even on the news sites, they used to push like, oh, you know, this AI agent will you know, give you a summary. There's lots of ads, obviously. Many same ads from Temu. But yeah, like even on some websites, they used to push like their agents to, you know, to read your messages for you, which is a bad idea, because if you have a long article, you want people to actually read through it. And if you just like give them summary. Yeah, so I don't know, like I don't really see those agents anymore. They keep on disappearing. Did you see what happened to the you know, agents, AI agents on the websites? They're gone. Yeah, there used to be like, you know, on some news sites, they would be giving you summary of article. They used to be in searches. I don't see them anywhere. There were actually, certainly there were on this Polish website. Gone. I think the days of using AI agents on the major websites seem to be gone. Google says it dropped the energy cost of AI queries by what? But still, okay, 35 per X. Oh, okay, in a year. Did they? Okay, so they still have 5 months to get there, you know, so they're gonna drop the cost. So maybe at some point it will be equal. Whether user experience is equal, I don't know. I don't really like those AI agents. Like I stopped using some websites because of them. And I started using them again, I guess.
AWS last year booked $128.7 billion in sales, up 19% from 2024.
And I wanted to build a product that America
I was watching this guy
doesn't
earlier.
really focus on at the moment.
It's in my opinion, it's not a very good car.
And that is
It looks cool. It looks cool, but it looks cool in the indoors.
micro-mobility.
Musician and
Yeah, there's basically like will.i.am. It's some musician that invested lots of money in this electric car, but it looks like, you know, like
tech entrepreneur
looks like a motorcycle with closed canopy, closed top.
will.i.am has unveiled his Trinity EV. It's a compact electric vehicle that doubles as an artificial intelligence
So it's just basically small electric car with like what seems like a mobile phone.
powered works.
So obviously it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it just looks sexy. We've seen them like in, you know, in 90s when I was a kid. I used to see some.
Base. At the core of the Trinity EV is an onboard GPU
It's obviously a bad design. If you want to turn with those wheels, it's just gonna tip.
system that processes AI
You can't take turns very fast, basically, what I'm saying, because it's very narrow, so you really have to be...
tasks directly within the vehicle
You have to take corners very slowly.
rather than relying on cloud
Yeah, and this is by hand. Okay, so this is like very basic
within
thing.
the vehicle.
This is nothing like sexy, to be honest. This is just like it's EV with a mobile phone screen or something like that.
Rather than relying
Like, you know, an Android screen in there. So
on cloud computing.
like this is like he does it by hand, you know.
will.i.am described the vehicle as a mobile computing hub that integrates seamlessly into daily life.
No, it's an awful design. Very bad design. No, that's why those cars never actually caught the ground. You know, they never actually got popular because they're very bad to drive. But if a car is narrow, it's gonna be very bad in corners. And like sometimes you wanna turn corner while driving 50 kilometers per hour, not 20. You don't want to slow down just to take a corner. You know, with a motorcycle you can just lean to the side and then you can take corners quickly. But if it's not really gonna tip, this is not gonna be good in corners. So it's gonna be a bad design, bad car. Yeah, okay. Fine. Yeah, so that's my news. I don't know if it's actually fun for me sometimes, like, you know, listening to those people actually talking about their AI breakthroughs, and it turns out that it's just like, oh yeah, this is nothing really. Most of it is just nothing.
What you're seeing here is our third generation humanoid robot. We call it Mobi 3. We have we already.
Oh, okay, so it's another, you know, it's gonna replace you in a. What sort of job would it do? Like it doesn't. It can't replace you in McDonald's job.
We have.
Like, it can hardly hold this box, this plastic box. Like it's just wanna, like imagine if it had to open that box. It's just such a.
We already deliver our robot to our customer, so iterate together
And it's obviously like super expensive. Like
with our customer,
to buy it and then you have to run it. You have to like have multiple people.
learn from the deployment. Victor, our robotics engineer,
It seems like, to me, like sometimes it seems like the robots got worse. They used to be more impressive a couple of years ago.
he is from one of the top robotics lab in the world.
Okay, so this is like, obviously it's connected here, so it's not independent. So it's just between here. It can hardly,
So he
it can hardly hold the box.
is currently controlling
Oh,
the
it can, okay.
robot. That has serves two purposes. First, we use that approach to
Like, look how slow it is. Like it's a, okay. Unless it's really gonna be really cheap. Like imagine how cheap person who can do that to hire would be comparing to
purpose.
this
First,
robot.
we use that approach to train the robot skills. Like there's no programming.
Okay, so you can put the box in the other box and then like lift it. That's
There's no
great.
C++, no Python. Through this process, we use Victor is using the demonstration to show the robot how the task is done.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good robot. Like I don't know. I think we are going back with robots. Today's robots are less impressive than the ones 5 years ago. Oh, he's wearing shoes. Nice. Okay, so maybe that's an improvement. They didn't used to wear shoes, you know.
Imagine when we ship a robot to a factory, you open up the package, in 2 hours, the robot starts creating value for a customer.
Yeah, but like I can't see much value here. Like this is just like lifting a box. I imagine this robot to cost, you know, this will cost a lot. So to train this to make a basic thing that, you know, like we are still far from this to being actually useful in the factory settings. Because like if you have even we are comparing it to the simplest job, like, you know, on the product line or in the Amazon. Like there's so many decisions that this thing will not be able, and look how slow it is. Like
that's the goal I want to achieve.
This robot is like 10 years away from being useful. Okay, I think the robots are getting worse. That's what I think. That's my conclusion based on the latest robot news. They seem to get worse. Yep, they used to be more impressive, you know. There used to be like, this is a dog that jumps between boxes, and this one is wearing shoes at least. So that was improvement, I guess. Where was this robot? Is this like another robot?
From NVIDIA's
Okay,
IT
I've been watching that. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, robots are shit now. I think that's because of AI. They got really less advanced in last few years. They used to be much more impressive. Yeah. Okay, that's the news segment. I think I should be a bit more like I should pick those news segments much better because they seem suck. There's nothing really that impressive. Like, okay, the Nvidia is selling in China. That's one news. That's nothing unusual. What else was there? There was an electric car that was really crappy. Trinity, Will.i.am Trinity EV, which is impossible. Like it will be a bad sale, obviously. It looks like what those like electric cars from AliExpress. Yeah, cheapest. Yeah, those ones. Not even this. Actually, this is 4-wheel drive. Where are those like really cheap ones? This is like not even cars. They're like motorcycles, like very or electric EV motor. Like 3 wheels, yeah. Yeah, scooter or like those. Yeah, this is basically one of those. This costs like $5,000. It's just like you know, this thing with a roof. So yeah, this is the guy selling. Plus, it has an iPod to drive. Yes. So this was basically what he was selling. And yeah, they're fine if you have to drive 5 kilometers to your station. I don't see them actually. I don't see them in Poland. They seem to be not too expensive, but like people prefer normal car because this is like, look how basic this is. So, and the guy there was selling something similar, yeah. Just with a screen,
know,
yeah. It had better screen and better wheel. So I'm imagining that it's gonna cost 3 times as much, but doesn't look so much more advanced. Like, okay, this one is probably more practical. Oh, it has like a SD and USB slots. So yeah, we are actually
helping me with me do.
sorry guy, like, okay, this is like some sort of a rapper, so he's supposed to be famous. I don't really know this guy, but yeah, he's selling his car, crappy car. It's actually pretty good if you structure your project. Oh, sorry. What are your thoughts on? Oh, okay. So yeah, I talked about Mern Stack. Mern Stack is great. I love it. For me, as a, you know, I used to be when I started working with Mern, I only had experience as a front-end developer, and it was so easy for me to pick up Mern Stack. So yeah, I think I can only recommend that to be used. And yeah, and oh, actually, this is. Ranjit is actually using it on a project that I'm building as well. So it's obviously everything, like all the technology depends on your structure of the project. If you're building a one-page display, you know, one-page website, then it doesn't matter. You can use HTML. If you're building something more sexy, I think it's great for medium to quite big apps. You know, you don't like, if you build something small, it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I think it's a great stack, and I think it's good to on the market. If you are thinking about jobs, I think it seems to be quite gaining popularity on the job market. Tak jest.
Tata, otworzysz kampera?
O, są tam klucze, poproś mamę, żeby otworzyła.
No, mówię, że to tam kupię.
Okej, no to nie otworzę teraz. Nie otworzę teraz. Yeah, so okay, I thought I would have to drive to Warsaw. I mean, go to Warsaw now. But it doesn't seem to be, which is good. Maybe I don't really, because I have to pick up something from a bus there. Okay, so let's just do some vibe coding. I guess, you know, I can do work then. If the news are not really that impressive, then I can just do work, which is even more fun. So yeah, so let's just get back to work. And actually, like this, let's just go to a project that Ranjit is working, because I have to sort out the picture upload. This is something I didn't really make work yet. It seems to be my big nemesis is my picture upload to that project. So pattern market, that's the project. It's gonna load now because it's a free instance of Vercel. It's a free Vercel app. I will have to actually move it by the time I get it launched. I will move it to some normal server, maybe some clouds or stuff. We can use Cloudinary to pictures upload. Yeah, I'm okay. The thing is, like, I started setting it up already with, but let's do Cloudinary. Let's set up Cloudinary. Maybe that's a good idea. I just didn't want to use more services because there's like, okay, I'm using already Google and it can actually manage images for me. So if I start using Cloudinary, let's see like what's the advanced plus free. So there's a free one. And then if we go to, you know, this is a steep actually pricing change, you know? So if we want to use free, okay, it's fine. 1 user, 3 accounts. How many can use? But then like if I start using it and I have to move to the plus one, it's already giving us this kind of pricing, you know, which is fine if we start making good money. It's not fine if we are, you know, sort of a small website. If we have to pay that might be actually a significant. And like if we have to go to advanced, I don't even see like, okay, buckets to your own. Okay, backups to. Okay, we can connect S3 bucket on Firebase. Not very expensive. Yeah. So you worked on that, Ranjit, or you haven't worked on Cloudinary? I worked on years ago. I worked on a project which integrated Cloudinary. Okay, let's see what's upload widget, API, and search remote. I really don't see what are the 25 monthly credits. What are the monthly credits even? Calculator credit based on your needs. Okay, number of files uploaded per month. We're gonna have 10,000, let's say. Both types, images. Average file size, let's say 5 megabytes. Number of transformations, versions per lifetime. I don't really get that. A transformation is any real-time change Cloudinary makes to an asset. Resize, crop, compresses, format. So it's probably like twice as much as this, yeah? So each image would have two transitions, yeah? Transformations. Versions per file. Okay, so that's how many per file. Okay, so if I upload two, okay, let's say I do two things. Monthly visitors. I don't know. Did I say 10,000 here? Okay, maybe let's just go to 2,000 actually, because there might be less actually. Monthly visitors. Let's say I have 10,000 monthly visitors. Views per users. I don't know, maybe 20 or maybe 10. What's dumb use cases? Select yes if you use Cloudinary Digital Assets Management to store. Yes, I would store it there probably. I don't want to store somewhere else. Number of dumb users. I don't know, maybe 2. Select features. Image optimization, enhanced security, backup storage. Yeah, I want to have analytics. Do I need to optimization? Okay, let's estimate. Plus plan. Okay, so I have to already go into this one, yeah. Go back. Okay, let's just try again. If I don't really use these services, will it? Yeah, I have to go into plus. And that, I like my what I selected doesn't sound so crazy. You know, it's 2,000 uploads per month. So it's just an image. 2 transformations. This is like, okay, I already have to like whip up, you know, almost $100 per month. Like if I did monthly, yeah, it's $100. So I have to commit to how much? $1,200 already. I don't like it's a good use of money. Yeah, let's do Firebase, I think. Because Firebase is like pay as you go. So it's much quicker, much cheaper actually. I also have this service on, but it's in Polish. And I can store it here somewhere, somehow. I think they have this image processing thing somewhere here. Just translate it to English. So I have this service which could actually work as a image bucket, but I don't remember which one. There is a service for image. Redis backup now, SSL no, probably not here. Database applications, SaaS. Redis, SQL, Express, Mongo, Ticket, Webmail, no, not this. VPS. Where is the email marketing, monitoring, WordPress, hosting? Maybe it's in hosting somewhere. Cloud hosting, WordPress website, no. They had the service actually for cloud hosting with CDN. Yeah, okay, I think that's the one. Yeah, it's a CDN. Is it? Oh, they even have Kubernetes. Don't know actually. They actually no, it's not really like the best service, but it's actually like it's in. I already have it bought actually, or I think or if I didn't, it's very cheap to start with. Where is it? Yeah, I'm just looking further. Yeah, they've got the image compression. Yes, they have that. Let's translate to English. Image compression on hosting. The speed your website loading depends on the size. Okay. So resizing the image. Yeah, they have those things here. Yeah, it's fairly cheap service. I might try this, or Firebase is good. The reason their prices are so high are because they have connectors to obscure headless CMS systems where there is no plugin. Companies are forced to use the services because it's the only option. Sorry, which services you mean? The Cloudinary or the Nazva which I just showed? PGE Dion. Okay, that's I think that's the service I have. So basically, like that's the service I've set up like some time ago. Cloudinary, yes. The thing is, like, it's convenience, that's why their prices can be higher. It's same with Vercel, for example, because it's very convenient. You just connect it to the GitHub and then it does it. Same with Cloudinary. It's very easy to actually set up for a company, but then it's very expensive to run if I think of it, because for me they actually try to get me to commit either $100 per month just for image storage, and I don't really like at this moment. I don't have that many of them, and here I can start with very little price. Resource space. Check out resource space. What's resource space? Is this like a alternative to Cloudinary? Resource space, open source digital asset management. Without the price tag. Sign up for free. It's open source, so you can spin it up on a cheap VPS. Okay. I actually have a cheap VPS, so that might be actually a solution. So is this like a library that I connect that it processes my image? What does it do with my image? Sharing, security and permissions, workflow, branding. Resources, knowledge base, versions. I don't really know where to look even, if it does everything with your image. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I was quite far with Google Firebase, and I like it didn't really look that expensive. It looked like it. Okay, that looks more than Cloudinary. Okay, I don't know what, I don't even know what pricing is it for. Resource Space is free software, so there is no annual software license fee. There are no set up implementation fees. The annual. I don't really know what I'm looking at here, even, to be honest. This is the problem with some services. Like, you don't really know even where to look here. Like, unless you really know it. Git page. Okay, resource space Git. Open source digital asset management software. Documentation, licenses. Okay, do I need to go to licenses? Knowledge base? Not very user friendly in my opinion. Welcome to Resource Space.
Resource Space is web-based. Users can access it from wherever they are in the world. They just need a web browser. Once you're logged in, you'll see the dash. Here, you can choose a background image and change the colors to tie in with your
Why the fuck do I need that even?
organization's guidelines. You can also customize it per user group with specific welcome messages and
This is like what I hate about some of the SaaS products. Like it's just like, yeah, you can customize your dashboard. I don't care really.
dash tiles that link to different groups of resources you'd like to promote. The upload button to start an upload is here. We'd recommend adding your files first and then the metadata, so you can tweak the values easily for each file. But it is possible to add the metadata first, which will be
Okay, but like, does it have a service where I can upload images? Uploading and editing.
Uploading files to Resource Space is quick and easy. Drag and drop them into the upload.
Yeah, this is not what I'm looking for, is it? Can I do it with, can I send an image there from the website? Nah, I think I will. I don't know if I want to do Resource Space. It's okay. Maybe I'm just like, yeah. Obviously, you can upload them there through their panel. I don't really want that. I don't care about that. I want them to actually. I want a service which I can connect to like some sort of API. Resource Space API. Sign out and post example. So why do I want to use this instead of Firebase? It seems like Firebase, because like Firebase can also store it for me. And yeah, I have a VPS service. But yeah, I was actually looking other day on Firebase, and like it seems like I have it for free. And it's quite easy to set up, unless I want to use like, let's just modify this one. I think I'm not paying anything now. Yeah, okay, I will worry. Like the thing is like once I start scaling, I think I might actually move to Cloudinary or something. But once it feels painful, because for me now, this looks very painless. And I used to have it working actually. I used to have it working with Firebase, and now I just yeah, I will try to make it work. I just have to like fix it now, so it's working correctly. I think there was just problem with some course or something policy, and to learn another service for me is also not open source, so you don't get stuck in the box when you want to change things. Yeah, I think I will worry about that later. Sorry. PGE Dion for not listening, but I feel like the thing is like I don't really care too much about open source. Like for me, that this is not really good. I don't know. I like the convenience. Oh, there's an AI agent here. Good. I was just talking about how I don't really use AI agents, and actually here I might actually use it, so I don't have to go through the search. But yeah, I think I will just get, because I used to have it done here, and to start setting it up with new service, I can imagine that this is a couple of days of work for me now to figure it out, and to fix this one is a couple of hours. And for me now, it's much more important to release this product rather than think of scaling. The scaling is not really a problem that I can foresee even in a near future for sure. And yeah, I don't really see like a huge problem in scaling now. No, it's not 20. No. with OpenClaw. No, it's not for me. I don't know how to set up OpenClaw. I don't really know what you're talking about, even in terms of OpenClaw. This might be 20 minutes for you. Maybe you already did it. It's not 20 minutes. It's never 20 minutes. Like those things, like if you are actually integrating a new service that you don't know, it's not 20 minutes. Come on, like it doesn't work that way. It's gonna be a day or two. Something will break. Something I won't be able to fix. Something will not be described in the documentation. I don't know. I've been doing this for a couple of years already, and I know how it is. If you are switching from one service to the other, it takes you a while to actually adjust. It's never 20 minutes for something. Sorry, I don't really get that. And like if we are talking about OpenClaw, this is like I don't even know how to work with OpenClaw at this moment. So yeah, I don't work with OpenClaw. Like for me, it's not really that obvious. Maybe it's easy. Maybe you went through it already, and maybe you have some knowledge in terms of like how to integrate those services. But for me, I'm not really that, I don't really have experience with that. I have experience with this tool, which for me seems easy. Sorry, I mean, yeah. It's like, but I never actually, like when someone tells me that something is 20 minutes to set up or like half an hour or something. Yeah, unless I did it before, I don't really think that it's actually something is like 20 minutes or something. Yeah. It's just like, the thing is like, even with this, which I'm already familiar with, I have problems, and they are actually offering quite a lot of, help here. And if it's a like open source service, I can imagine that there will be a lot of gaps in documentation. There is okay. I don't know. I think like I will actually use this for now. And when I see that I'm actually paying too much for it, I will actually, but I think like I'd rather have it working with thing that doesn't cost at this moment, and then worry about scaling when this becomes an issue. When the scaling, when I realize that I'm paying maybe hundreds of dollars here, which would make me happy actually, because that would mean that I'm getting like hundreds of users uploading their products to the marketplace. So that would be a good sign. But right now it's just like it just sounds to me like a lot of work. And yeah, sometimes I'm very stubborn in terms of like, well, if I have a tool that I know, I would almost always prefer it to the tool that I don't know. But why, like when you say work with OpenClaw, do you mean like OpenClaw, like some sort of coding AI agent, or would it be something different? Like I didn't really explore, to be honest, about OpenClaw. I just see it as another model that is, maybe not that interesting to me. Yeah. It's a automation tool. Yeah, but like now I'd have to learn how to do how to do it with OpenClaw, and I'm not really that interested now. I think like I'm actually quite stubborn sometimes. If I like something that would, if something works for me, I kind of like to stick to it. And maybe it's not always good, but sometimes like I've been working on projects where we were setting up tools, and it just took too long, and like it would just stop us from completing anything. There must be a pain while integrating it. Yeah, I will get that one working, and then I will worry about costs when it gets there. But yeah, like in terms of like something taking 20 minutes, no. If it's a new service, if you're learning something new, it's never that easy. I mean, sometimes it ends up to be easy. Okay, yes, I understand. Like there were some services that I realized that when I started using them, they were easy. And there were plenty of services that I started using that were easy at first, or I was implementing them second or third time, and still had problems. But initially to get things running, especially if new things that I never tried, it's always a pain. Some people are more familiar with some tools, basically. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm not really familiar with those tools. Projects overview. what was I trying to do? Yeah, I was trying to actually get things uploading here. So open recent pattern market. I kind of like, I understand that I might not be the brightest actually programmer out there. There are some people that really are good with some new tools. I'm actually very slow to adapt with some tools. CD, okay, no. Yarn. Yeah, someone was asking about Mern stack. This is actually on Mern stack. And it was initially set up like 6 years ago, let's say, or 7 years ago, maybe. And it didn't really change that much, which is nice because everything seems to be changing all the time now. Front. Yeah, and start. And like even to recover this project from ashes of history, it took me like an hour and a half maybe to get everything upgraded, to get I have to finish in like 10 minutes or maybe even less. So that's fine. Let's just try to get this service working. Later we can change backend code base using solid princesses. No, I don't want to. I don't. I'm not really interested in actually using, moving to open object-oriented programming. It's yeah, I don't want to rewrite the project now to different principles. I don't really like object-oriented. I think it's apparently it's actually even slower for your computer. It's much more resource heavy. I think like what especially solid. Sorry. What was this? Actually, there was a talk about that where guy was okay, C Moratory RP. Yeah, I think like it's worth to listen to this guy actually about object-oriented programming and about solid. I think he has this yeah, the clean code and stuff like that. He he was actually implementing examples where he's using clean code and not using, and so like I don't remember actually solid. I used to actually read about that. I forgot actually how the solid works. Clean code focuses on writing a readable, simple and maintainable code, servicing the solid principle. Yes, single representation. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry. It's bad for your computer. That's what I have in my head now, and this is actually what. And I absolutely hate those principles. Single responsibility. This is like when the guy was actually in. This is the Casey Moratory. Horrible performance. This is a really good talk actually, but also like clean code is also about single responsibility. Yes, it's very like this is very like I don't know like how different are those two principles actually, solid and clean. I think there are like clean code focused on writing readable coding, solid principles, specific, clean, scalable. Yeah, I think like it's worth to actually check that talk by Casey. Clean code, horrible performance. It's he's basically rewriting some examples from the book. How and it turns out that it uses less processor. He's measuring how many processes actually it's taking. And solid. Is there anything on solid that he does? Yeah. Check it out. I think it's worth. It's basically like I mean I never liked actually how to I never liked those principles. I never liked like for example, going too much into single responsibility. Like when you are writing front-end code, you have so many side side things that are happening. Like to write single responsibility, you have to have so many levels. Like your app has to have so many abstractions that you like. For example, I always get lost very quickly. For me, like 2 or 3 levels is already a lot. And like if with single responsibility, there you have to have like plenty of levels. You have to have lots of small functions that are actually there. Yeah, I don't remember some of them. Some of them are just like I remember reading that stuff a couple of times, trying to understand that. Just was hard. So I'm not gonna be rewriting my pro. Yeah, like and this sometimes I remember I worked on projects where there was like a naming because we used some of those principles and like the naming got crazy. Now, yeah. This is like obviously they're showing like a bird, pigeon, but once you actually start getting customers with multiple things, like it's your models, your base classes are becoming like a crazy, like almost impossible to. Yeah, no, I don't really like that. Yeah. And yeah, I think like I will have to disappear in a minute or in 5 minutes. So maybe I will not get my Firebase working. I think I might have actually annoyed PGE Dian. He was giving some maybe good examples. Sorry, maybe good advice. But I'm sometimes I'm very stubborn with my tools. And the thing is like sometimes I'm talking too much on my live streams as well. But when I'm trying to actually like set up new tools, it's never actually as easy as some say, even if there's a 10-minute video on YouTube that shows how to get this done, then it takes me 2 hours to get through all of that and to get through all of the errors that they didn't show while implementing their video. Oh, yeah, let's get this one running. Pattern B. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just log in. No? Invalid credentials? No, it's not invalid. Am I logged in? Yeah. I am logged in. Those are my projects. Good. Let me just create a new one. Add a pattern. Let's see again actually what were my problems, because what were my errors? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that's a cursor again, yes? Or no? Basically, I had it working earlier, but I changed the instance of the thing. Yeah, come on. Yeah, is this cursor? I think it will be here somewhere. Course error. Yes, status, obviously. So I think like I have to set something up here. I don't really remember. Yeah, Firebase configuration. Configure hosting behavior. What can you configure for hosting? Specify which files in your local project directory you want to deploy Firebase hosting now. Where you define your hosting configuration. Okay, you will define your Firebase hosting configuration in your Firebase JSON. Okay, do I have Firebase JSON in the project? Oh yeah, I do. Okay, that might be actually easier than I thought. Public. Okay, specify which files to deploy. Public ignore. Configure headers. Okay, headers. Yeah, okay, I think I can just do that for now. Hosting. This one starts headers, opens here. So where's this closing? Is it this one? No, it's that one. So like for now, I will just open everything. I will allow all. And then I might actually need to... Okay, that's just another level here. Oh, that should be... Yeah, headers. Let's see what were my headers actually. Yeah, source. Oh, no, not here, not here. Headers again. Format. What's with my auto formatting? Format document with... Do I have any formatters for that? JSON formatter. Oh yeah, I did. That asked me actually. Format document with, yeah, JSON language features. No? Why don't you format it for me? Annoying. Format selected with pretty or ESLint. No, it doesn't. Okay, why doesn't... Okay, why did... Yeah, let's try that. Oh no, of course. Does it work then? Let's try to restart everything. Oh, I have to go, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Thanks for coming. Yeah, there must be a layer, man. Okay. I'll be back later. Thanks for coming. Thanks for advice and for listening. That was nice. And see you around later. Thank you.